I'm Jenny-Jaymes and my sidekick, Christian Cano, partner in crime, is coming up next.
Hey everyone, I'm Jen's sidekick. Welcome to Two Queers in a Truck. Hi y'all.
See you soon. Good morning, everybody. It is August 21st, if you're keeping track at home. And if you're watching this, we've already had Charlotte Pride weekend, and we are barreling towards Labor Day in September, which is my birthday month. And it's just kind of wild. It's come on September, come on October. Let's go win in November and just
enjoy the December.
Yeah, be able to kick back in December in the holiday season and just enjoy the year. It is, by the way, it's Two Queers in the Truck time with Christian and Jenny, and it is a wild. But I'll tell you something in the news that's happened in the last week that just tickles me pink. The Algerian boxer Khalif, she has entered in a lawsuit against Elmo Musk and J.K. Rowling, the disgraced children's author that is a transphobe.
Yeah,
because of the accusation and the slander and the defamation, and they're casing it as cyberbullying. Because they accused her of being trans and being a man when neither is true. She was born assigned female at birth and all that. And so as they come up, an attorney, an international attorney is taking it on, and they're suing the absolute crap out of both of them. And I love it. I'm here for it. Yeah. I think they should sue one more, which is Fox News. Because Fox News ran the story that she was a biological man. And between those three, they're all worth billions of dollars. She needs to get paid because they endangered her life. It's illegal to be LGBT in Algeria. There is nothing legal about that. They endangered her life. They not that there's anything wrong with being trans.
Yeah.
It's the fact that she isn't. And they didn't do the due diligence or the human, actually it's the fucking human decency. First of all, it's wild that they're going to slur the entire community and say, well, being trans is terrible.
Sure.
But then they've taken it to the point to where they're accusing all these female athletes of being men because they're successful. Yeah. In this event, she wasn't even successful. The girl quit. The opponent quit and even admitted, hey, it was not her. It's me. I'm just tired of getting hit. I just don't want to get hit anymore. I want to go home, drink some cappuccinos because she's Italian, maybe eat some pizza. But she was done. And she even said, I just knew my days of boxing were done. And I didn't want to get hit anymore. And she started crying and she just threw in the towel, or her coach threw in the towel. And it had really nothing to do with the other boxer. It's not that it was like 36 seconds in when she quit. Hell, you can't even get hit hardly in the first 30 seconds of a fight, And so it's not like, the Algerian boxer pummeled her. The Italian boxer just said, deuces, I'm ready to go home. I'm done.
Yeah.
I know I'm not going to win gold. I don't want to do this anymore. As many Olympic athletes have quit, as many pro athletes, remember Ricky Williams, the famous UT star, that in the pros just sat in the locker room with his helmet on and kind of leaned his head into his locker. They're people too. And we have to realize we all have bad days. And sometimes it ain't just our best day. We're just done. And it's okay to be not okay. And it's so weird that we put so much pressure, especially on these Olympians that are usually typically very young, sometimes teenagers, and to blame it on something that has nothing to do with why she quit.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the Algerian boxer. It could have been any of the Olympian boxers, and she still would have quit. She was ready to quit. Just in that moment, she even says in her interview a few days later, it has nothing to do with her. I want to apologize for the trouble I've caused her, but it has nothing to do with me. And so both boxers are the victim in this deal. And so Khalif and many attorneys have agreed that, you know, this is cyberbullying at its worst, and are suing the owner of Twitter, which is Elon Musk. And I do dead name Twitter. I refuse to call it the other name because he dead names his trans daughter. So he, you know, fuck him and feed him fish heads, and he can. I'm going to call it Twitter. I'm going to call it Twitter to the day I die. You know, or well, I'll probably outlive Twitter at the rate it's going. But you know, and that awful second-rate children's author that has gone on the offensive and has funded anti-trans terrorism all around the world. These are awful people. These are people that intend to do my community as a trans person harm, but also hurt the LGBT community, also hurt women. This hurt women. And every time they accuse a non-trans woman of being trans, it's like, oh, they're really a man. It puts a target on their back, but it also doesn't allow for expression, freedom of expression. I mean, some women are athletic. Some have shorter hair. Some have more quote unquote masculine or chiseled features. Just like some men have more chiseled features. And then we have JD Vance that wears guy liner and looks like a femme rocker, you know, and you know, and an alleged sofa fucker, you know, like I mean, we all have our crosses to bear, so to speak, and some of these people, some of these incels and weirdos, just they do the weirdest and say the weirdest things, and it's kind of time to crack back on some of them. It's time to start suing them. We've been saying this on the shows for years, which is fight fire with fire. And some of them deserve their own, you know, their own, more or less, their own medicine given back to them.
Yeah.
Just gift wrap it up in a box, just like a flaming pile of dog crap when you leave it on their front door and ring the doorbell. We just need to do that in the courtroom. Speaking of Mr. Vance, a picture of him, couple pictures of him have gone viral, and there is no way. I'm sure we're going to do this on the coffee show too, because it's too delicious to pass up. It's a story worth repeating, and this one's true because comes from classmates that went to college with them. So comes from the person that actually took the picture and somebody that's known him since college. And so they put it out in the press, one, because, you know, it says a lot about Mr. Vance or Lady Vance, if the people that know him want to leak this out. But he's had such an anti-LGBTQ stance. And for him to be dressed up in a blonde wig and full-blown drag, and he looks happy. He looks like he's living his best life. He looks like he's living it up as a college student, and you know, going to Yale. And it's a 2012 photo, and it's the guy that leaked it, that took it, was or the person that leaked it was taken by, he says, by a classmate and sent to me. His name is Travis Whitfield. And he's just, you know, they put it right. He said, here's the receipts, put it right on Twitter. And just had a good time with it. And it's funny because JD Vance, while in the Senate, along with MTG, our favorite trans person. And you know, that's really a man.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yes.
It looks kind of, it really looks like Dog the Bounty Hunter, by the way.
No.
Really has a lot
Yeah.
of likeness to Dog the Bounty Hunter. He just didn't have a stick of a beard as she has.
Yeah.
But got him in got JD Vance, Mr. Vance in a blonde wig. But ironically, they passed worked on legislation in the Senate to ban gender affirming care for transgender youth on the federal level. And these are some of the most anti-LGBT people ever. And it's just ironic that we always get pictures of them in drag. We always get pictures of them doing drag or doing gay things. And he's talked about, you know, thinking he was gay in his youth. I don't think it stopped at his youth. But these guys are always the guilty swing the line because MTG, you know, was involved with that adult, as far as we know, is still involved with the adult swingers thing in Georgia. Is one of the things that dissolved her marriage. Was infidelity, and these people talk about morality and are dirty cheaters. They do the things that they accuse other people of doing, and on top of it, many of them are down low drag performers like Katara. How can we forget Katara there? You know, the disgraced congressman from New York. And we see this over and over and over again. The guilty always scream the loudest. The who farted kids are almost always the ones that dealt it. And once again, we got somebody running for vice president with a known authoritarian and assaulter of women and known felon. Like, he's a convicted felon. This guy's running for president. He can't even vote for himself. He can't even vote for himself. You should not be able to run for office if you can't vote for yourself because you don't have the legal right to vote.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's crazy.
Shouldn't there be a rule? I mean, you should have voting rights. Is it either we need to let all felons vote, which I'm okay with. I don't think we should block anybody's right to vote. But I also think that a 34-time convicted felon should not be running for any office, especially one of the highest offices in the land. And for shame to the Republican Party, the party of family values. I don't know what kind of family it is, but it's a very dysfunctional, weird family. Like, you think about all the main stars of the Republicans now. Golly, Newt Gingrich seems normal compared to these people. Think about that for a second.
That's hard to believe.
Can you imagine with all the antics that Newt pulled in the 90s?
Yeah.
And was a pain in Clinton's side? But good gosh, I think I wouldn't mind having Newt back. I'm gonna tell you. I mean, we've got a cast of characters, but we are up against our first break, and we'll be right back with some two queers in truck if I can get that out. Hey y'all, thanks for watching Coffee and Pandosi, but I wanted to talk about something personal. I have started a company with a business partner of mine called Java Notes Records, and we have an Instagram page, and in our biography, or as the cool kids call it, the bio, we have a link to our Indiegogo page. If you go onto our Instagram or our Facebook, we have a campaign going for our Indiegogo, and it's helping us start this company that's going to help so many people between employment, charitable events, things of that nature. We're really doing this for our local community and really trying to help others and create a job for me too. But if you would go to our Instagram page for Java, like Java Notes Records, and I would appreciate the support. Thanks for listening.
All
Bye,
right.
y'all.
So Instagram and Facebook, Java Notes
Records.
Right. Got it. Java Notes Records. All right. Thank y'all.
Hey, everybody, you can catch us on your favorite audio podcast platform, Spotify, and all Apple Store, the Google machine, and whoever else does podcasts. We're on there. We broke in, and we're staying. So enjoy the Two Queers in the Truck on your favorite audio podcast platform. Thanks for listening or watching. Bye, boo. Happy time. And we are back. But yeah, I mean, is it just me, or are these people really weird? They are really creepy. They're creepy to the point that you go, ooh. I mean, they're almost to the point to where they give you the shivers a little bit.
Exactly. They're shiver creepy.
Yeah, they're shiver. They're getting to the shiver creepy. They're like the real life like Buffalo Bills and the I'd fuck me, and
Yeah.
put the lotion in the basket type thing. Like
That's
they're
right.
getting there. They're getting there. Prince was creepy too. I mean, Prince, when he was at that one state fair, and was hitting on that one guy, and
that
they were talking about
farmer.
the size of his
Yeah.
tractor.
Hey,
I
what's
was
going
like,
on? Yeah.
yeah,
How
hey,
you doing? How you doing? How
what you
you
want to meet
doing?
behind the barn,
That's right. Hey, Jen.
Yeah.
There was something yesterday. They were talking about how the difference between the coach and JD Vance are now that they're hashtagging Sophia Loren. Loren is the hashtag for his picture. The difference is the coach is the guy that invites you to that you invite to a party and he has a drink with you. JD Vance is the guy you invite to a party and goes to the bathroom to look through your medicine cabinet. That's the difference between one. One of them is kind of creepy. One of them is like the guy you hang out with. The other one's like, okay, where'd he go?
Yeah, gotta keep an eye on him.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, no. JD Vance is creepy weird.
Yeah.
Tim Waltz is right.
Yeah.
And just the way they talk, the way they just are obsessed with people's genitalia and sexuality, because that's what it boils down to. That's why they're so anti-trans. They're obsessed with my private parts, which is weird. I don't sit around thinking of other people's private parts. I don't say, "Oh, I wonder what that friend is packing." It just doesn't even dawn on me to even obsess about how big MTG's alleged penis is, and it's just like, I mean, I think it's funny that it's even been an accusation, even though it's not shocking if you watch the way she walks. Like, she walks like Popeye, and just and just like this little bull in the china shop, wine drunk and probably on some flippies and some floppies, allegedly. Because she slurs her words in Congress too. She's been caught, not even caught, she's been in testimonies where she is definitely slurring her words, and she doesn't have a speech impediment. She just is drunk. She has been knocking back some of the wine, the good stuff. When she got caught on the hot mic telling one of her assistants, "Go get me some wine, but get the good stuff." Chateau de Box, from Walmart. We want the fancy stuff, not the expired stuff. From Franzia. And but another cute story is, there's a gay weed activist turned dispensary owner that is ready to pass the torch. His name is Terrence Allen, and he wants to inspire a new generation of politically minded advocates that also are going to keep the cannabis movement alive, and making sure that we get national legalization. It's not enough just to decriminalize it, but also to legalize it too, so that nobody ever gets put in jail again for cannabis. And and one of the reasons he got into it is because he has a husband that is HIV positive, and one of the good effects of cannabis is pain relief and lowering symptoms. And because HIV a lot of times also can create different cancers in the body, and it busts up your immune system. So and it can eventually turn into full blown AIDS. And his husband's been suffering this for years, and it's one of the reasons he's fought for this medication. And it's really about people having access to things other than opioids and other than these life destroying drugs like opioids. Like, fentanyl also has a legal version that's just as problematic, and we've seen the opioid crisis, especially in the last 2 decades, ever since George W. Bush was president, and the administration just encouraged opioids to be used. Go figure. And it's been a disaster. And at the same time, the same type of people are fighting against something all natural that's just made out of a plant. We don't, God forbid we do the plant-based one. We would rather do the chemical-laden one that will make people addicted. You can't get addicted to wheat. It doesn't have the properties that can do like opioids. You can be on them less than 30 days and develop an addiction. And who doesn't go through pain management longer than 30 days? Most injuries are going to take longer than 30 days. If you blow out your back or blow out your knee and you have to get a surgery or something, you could be healing for months, which means you either are going to be in god awful pain, or you have to do pain management. And THC, marijuana, and CBD have a lot of medicinal, relaxation, pain relief, and so much more. And we in this country need to learn how to grow up. We got drug dealers on every corner, and because they sell alcohol, and alcohol is a drug. And alcohol is way more destructive than weed is. I don't know many people that smoke weed and beat their wife, but I know a ton of people that have gotten drunk and beat their wife, beat their dogs. To me, marijuana is not perfect. It's been linked to some different cancers and stuff. But all in all, if you're in a tremendous amount of pain, do you really care about possible cancers? I mean, at this point, if you got, bone cancer or friggin', full blown HIV, or you've, been a crash victim or whatever, and you're laid up, potential cancer, extreme pain to the point to where you just don't want to exist anymore. I'm probably going to take the painkiller, and why get people addicted on opioids just because they're profitable? And, but yeah, it's and other good news. We've had a lot of good LGBT good news this last week. Besides the Algerian boxer suing the incels, and that positive story about the gay weed activist Kim Coco Iwamoto, and I hope I'm saying this right, Hawaii's first trans lawmaker, ran for another office and ran in the recent primary that they had in Hawaii. She beat the 30-year incumbent Democrat that is the Speaker of the House. And I don't know if she's even running opposed. Republicans do not do well in Hawaii. Hawaii is mostly a Republican state. And she's run for that office before and lost in the primaries. Yep. Make it right. I told you it. Yep. And oops. And she successfully has won and replaced a male, and it's been very powerful. She won by about 5% of the vote. She won 49% to 44%, and beat Scott Sakai, which is a pretty decisive win in a primary. And congratulations to Coco. I'm very excited, and I just think first of all, I love the fact that she's going to be Hawaii's first lawmaker. She's held other political offices, and she was on the state school board, I believe, for quite a while. And I think it's neat. It's something that she's dreamed about and she's fought hard for. And now she's going to be in the state legislature. And hopefully someday maybe she runs for the federal office and ends up in Washington, D.C. That would be, then she may be the first trans national legislature. We haven't had one yet. And I think Hawaii is probably one of the most likely places she could win in. Even though Virginia has had one since 2017. So who knows? Maybe go Virginia. And we're seeing it more and more where more and more states are getting their first trans female legislatures and politicians. And we're seeing it in the last 5, 10, actually about since MAGA started. People have gone, God, they're such dirtbags. Let's help the opposition. Let's one of the advantages of especially non-trans women, cis women supporting trans women is we're stronger together. We should not see our struggle. One of the most common themes this weekend at the festival, the women's festival, is a lot of women say, we really need to have our community support each other. And I got a lot of that from other women. They said, we really want to support your community. And I said, vice versa. This is why I'm here. This is why I'm being an MC. This is why I've helped organize this. This is why, I support Melissa Ely and their companies and the movement and supporting women's body autonomy, because none of us are free if we ain't all free. Black, white, brown, man, woman, trans, gay, whatever, if we all don't get our bodies, if we can't marry who we want, if we can't do what we want with our bodies, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Like, we don't want to turn this into the no fun country. First of all, the gays are the best parties. Like, we're having this party this weekend here in Charlotte, which is the annual Charlotte Pride. We do ours the third weekend of August. And, well, it's actually already passed. So we did our Charlotte Pride shows last week. But, dang, what? It's kind of ridiculous and it's kind of weird that we're not allowing people to enjoy their lives. We are up against our second break, and we'll be right back with some more Two Queers in the Track.
Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for watching us on Two Queers in a Truck. Don't forget, you can watch us anytime at your leisure on our video podcast platforms like Facebook and YouTube. But you can also listen to us, either this show or any of our past shows, on our audio podcast platforms like Apple, Amazon, Google, Spotify, and all of the other ones. So once again, thank you for watching Two Queers in a Truck. I hope you enjoy our show.
Hey, thanks for watching Two Queers in a Truck. And Christian and I just blathering on about craziness in the world today. Y'all be safe out there. There is a lot of Republicans on the road.
That's right.
Have a good week out there.
Bye.
But it's just really bizarre. I was talking about this. Is this better? Okay. And I was talking about this last week to some people and talking about how weird it is that people are so obsessed with what people do in the bedroom and what people have body parts wise. And I wasn't going to do this as a topic, but I think it's just weird. Again, I think Tim Walz has really hit it on the head. Is these creepy incel Republicans and conservatives are obsessed with people's bodies. They're obsessed with what people do. And you got to wonder, A, do you have a life? Like, what are you not doing in your life that makes you so obsessed with our life? Like, why do you want to know so much? Is it because maybe you're gay? Maybe because you're trans? Maybe because you have something really to hide? Whatever it is. Like Trump hitting on his daughter, and not in the punchy way, but in a creepy way, where he's publicly plopped her in his lap and said, I would date my daughter, if she wasn't my daughter, winky face, and just the you're not by it, you're booted. But
you're right, Jenny. Who says that? I mean, that's just
isn't that weird?
It's weird. It is weird.
The same people that want to take everybody else's rights away.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking creepy. They just they're like the creepy uncle that you don't want to accept any candy from or ride around in his van. And your mom goes, I love my brother, but don't go anywhere with it. He's got wandering hands,
Yes. But he gives me so much candy.
Yeah, he's got so much candy in that man. He makes the best muffins. I just
Exactly.
I'm gay for muffins. It's just so weird. They've gotten de-evolved into. They used to keep. Maybe it's just they were so good at keeping the creepiness at bay.
Yeah.
And they're just letting the freak flag fly because Trump just says, I'll grab them by the pee. I'll do this. I'll do that. He doesn't give a shit. Goes on his long, rambling tweets. And is just publicly a dickbag. He's just a dick. And they've gotten to the point where you saw creepy DeSantis. I mean, DeSantis was it.
Yes.
Would you like to be alone in a room with DeSantis?
Mm.
He's like it.
Yeah.
He's like hot vomit. He just is just it. You just go it. It just makes you want to just take a shower. Not with him, just by yourself and just scrub everything. Just get some acid and just scrub your skin. He's one of those creepy dudes, and he's publicly creepy. His weird little granny head and just how awkward he was. First of all, the dude's hiding something.
Mm.
Florida's lucky he's termed out. Like, he's dying. I just feel like Florida's going to pick something just as creepy or worse. And I feel bad for all of our loved ones that live in Florida because now Florida's a shithole state. They've managed to turn paradise into just an absolute shithole state. Florida used to be the live and let live, nudist colonies, swingers, good parties, into just an authoritarian shithole state. You don't want to be a teacher there. You don't want your kids to go to school there. Even though they're famous Floridians, the one that started, Moms for Liberty or Moms for Tyranny, and their state Republican chairman, both are creepy. Yeah. And both have gotten in trouble. And come to find out, she had a girlfriend. Who knew?
Go figure.
Surprise. A Republican in a queer relationship. And the other one assaulted women. Her husband.
Yeah.
And then just sit down. And this is who's running that party. This is who's running that movement. It's the ones that are running. Probably why Moms for Liberty is just all but disappeared. Because we don't hear from them anymore.
Yeah.
And they've gotten quiet. They're just like the who farted kid or the kid that farts in church, and they get fucking quiet. They not gonna do a peep. Not gonna look around. I'm gonna pretend I didn't fart. Right in the middle of a quiet spot, right in between the hymns, and I just rip one loose and be like, nope. Not gonna even blink. And that's Moms for Liberty. They've just stopped communicating. I haven't heard shit from them. I haven't even heard one funny story about them. Because I mean, they're quoting Hitler somewhere. So they've either gone deep underground and they're regrouping and probably changing their name to protect.
Yeah, they're regrouping. Yeah, they're getting ready for like after this election. They're trying to stay low so that way they don't damage Trump.
Mhm.
You know, but yeah, they'll be back. They're trying to rebrand themselves. Yeah,
they're like an itchy rat.
Mhm.
They always come back.
Yeah.
They always turn up somewhere,
Yeah.
and they want to. They'll never disappear because they've always been either the Daughters of the Revolution or this group
Sure.
or that group. They've always been some type of conservative psychopath group.
Yeah.
But so they're going to resurface, rebrand,
Mhm.
get more funding from the Heritage Foundation, but they will be back, just like Arnold said. I'll be back.
Yeah.
We'll see them again, but
Mhm.
if we don't, it'll be too soon anyway. So, adios, Moms for Liberty. But that is the end of our show. We have gone a full 40 minutes plus, and we will dance on out and just have a really good week. Bye, Boo.
Bye, Boo.
Hey, y'all. Thanks for watching Two Careers in a Truck. And it's still summertime, even though it's been nice here in Charlotte. Here lately, it is really, really hot in some parts of the country, and we've had some extreme fires, so be careful out there. Again, drink plenty of water. Wear your sunscreen, wear your hats, wear your protective eyewear, and enjoy the little bit of summer we have left as the kids go back to school. Have a great week. Bye,
What was it? Hot Girl Summer? Hot Girl Summer's almost over.
2024.
Bye, Boo.